Good morning, chat. This is the wrong scene. There we go. Uh, Good morning. My name is Penbu. I'm the programming, puzzle gaming, and music making VTuber on Linux, and today we are playing TypeRacer. I did say we're going to be coding. I don't think we're going to start off with that, but to warm up, I guess we can go with the regular races, and then go to coding, and then I don't know. Maybe we'll do some other universe as well. Handcam would make some amount of sense for a handcam stream or typing stream. Yeah, I thought about it. But it's a bit too much to set up. But maybe in the future, once I figure out how to do it. Because it not only right now I have my tables positioned in a different way, and for the handcam stream yesterday, it required a bunch of extra setup in a way that I couldn't see the monitor very well. But I need to see the monitor in this case, so maybe someday. But I do have the mic set to not filter out the noise, so hopefully you'll get to hear some of that. I do have two keyboards today. One is the ThinkPad TrackPoint 2 keyboard thing that I showed yesterday, but also I have the Unicomp Model M from 2011. Where's my cursor? Oh, great. Okay. Give me a moment. I need to find my cursor. It kind of disappeared on me. And other stuff. Whoa. Today is all sorts of technical difficulties. Okay, do I need to start plugging in a mouse? And I gotta. Yeah, it's it's a bit of a stream today because YouTube went live on the wrong stream. Went live on the potluck rules, or it's the potluck mahjong stream for tomorrow, for Saturday. Okay, hold on. Where's my cursor? I can't even switch scenes. My keyboard's not working. Okay, this will be tech, not tech support. Give me a moment. I can't even switch the intermission scene. I gotta go find my mouse. Where did I put my mouse? I disconnected it because I don't need it anymore. Not usually, anyway. Now that I have the TrackPoint keyboard. At maximum scuff, yeah. At least it wasn't yesterday. I think it's all accumulated. Barely any scuff yesterday means lots more scuff today. All right, found the mouse, and then I'll plug this in. Hopefully, it doesn't knock my mic, because it might do that. Alright, the mouse plugged in. Oh, there it is. I have no idea why it decided to do that. Is my keyboard dead? Is that why this is not working? I kind of need this, It wasn't showing low battery earlier. Alright, now I'm gonna need to find a, what do I need? Right, a charger. Or at least a cable. Which I should have a spare one. So I can plug in my keyboard. It's nice having 6-foot long cables just for these things. And an abundance of ports to be able to plug things into as well. So on top of that, I do feel like I'm a little bit sick. I don't know if I think it's probably coming through. Burned my tongue earlier this week. Oh. No, it's not dead. It's just the switch went off. For some reason, the switch turned off. Okay. I guess I don't need that then. Are we good? Are we good? I think we're probably okay. Well, anyway, back to the thing. Once again, my name is Penbu. I'm programming, puzzle gaming, and music making VTuber on Linux. Today's we don't usually get this amount of stuff, but you know, sometimes it happens. Of course, it happens on the day we're doing a quote-unquote technical stream. We haven't done one in over a month now, I think. Last time was learning Pascal, and I expected to do the follow-up for that earlier, but then stuff happened, and now, I don't know, maybe next week. And anyway, today we're playing TypeRacer. I'm gonna warm up with a little bit of practice here, just to get a baseline for how fast I am with text, and then we can go on to the coding in other universes. And if there are enough of you and you would like to play, let me know, and we can create a custom lobby, and I'll type in together. Okay, but first off with the track point keyboard. Did I show this? Yeah, the Unicomp Model M from 2011. This is the other keyboard that we're going to be using today. Anyway. I don't think you can really hear this one. Come on. There are all the features which they tend to include successful careers, happy marriages, and good health. I guess I'm a little bit rattled from the scuff. Because I type fast, but it's it's all the mistakes that make me slow down here. Far more realistic. Oh, that was pretty bad. Once again. It's gone, no change for the King of Spiz. Is this a song? Man. Demons knocking on your door, you'll still be staring down at the floor. Is the lack of BGM intentional today? Yes, today actually it is intentional. And that's because I'm going to switch to the other keyboard. A bit of a large one here, so you can hear this. Kirktown, cut.c, therefore this to succeed. Still pretty bad. But yeah, Unicomp Model M, buckling spring switches. I wish more keyboards had these, but at least I have one. And this is going to last me essentially forever, because these things are built to last. Not like some of the other keyboards we have on the market these days. Whenever I pull them out, my Unicomp, my fingers just get sore. Yeah, I guess if you're not used to them, because they do have a higher actuation force, so they do take a little bit more pressure to activate, but. I mean, on the other hand, you also don't tend to bottom out with some of the other keyboards, like the like your standard chiclet keyboard. You will hit the bottom. The actuation force is higher, and the force curve is very different from what I'm used to. Yeah, especially if you are used to a lighter touch on the keyboard. You have to press down harder, and you might over press and end up bottoming out. And if you're bottoming out on a buckling spring, then you're going too hard. Okay, I'll do another couple more from this. I am not doing well today. And do a projection of the own values and their own dream. See, the thing is, just before stream when I was practicing, warming up, I was hitting 110, 120. Streamer debuff. Okay. If anyone would like to do a couple of races, we can do this here, and then. Oh wait, I missed the URL. Invite people. And then we can go on to the code one. Also, for those of you on YouTube, sorry, I had a bit of a mishap. Stuff happens, and now we have normal latency, which is about 30 seconds. So, one of the rare times where I'll say the experience is probably going to be a bit better on Twitch today. Join the race here. I might be switching between two keyboards because I think I do actually, despite liking the experience with the Unicomp a little bit better, I think I do type better on the ThinkPad keyboard just because it is lower profile. It means I can move my fingers less distance, I guess, or something. Okay. I'll start in a bit. Wait for people to come in. I don't think there are a lot of people watching today, which is frankly a bit of a good thing with all this stuff happening. Alright, we'll start soon. Good luck. And there we go, we had a typing challenge, so I'm over 100. But one bill got to come out on the house in about 4 inches deep and reaching half down the hall. You don't need to be perfect on this one, just as long as you can get it. And not fall below 90%, I think. Yeah. I didn't see what's how far you got, so well, we can do that again. If you're up for it. All right. Man. Let's see. I don't know why I'm messing up so much today. Oof, that was pretty bad. All right. I'm gonna do one more, and then we can switch over to the coding universe. Kamakoto, welcome in. How much caffeine did you have before this? None. I don't typically drink caffeinated drinks. I'm actually nerfed a little bit because I'm feeling a bit sick, and then a bunch of tech stuff happened. So normally I type at around 100, 110. And then you have streamer debuff, and then I don't know. Things are just compounding. But yeah, if you wanna hop in, it's not really a race against other people; it's a race against yourself. So it doesn't matter if you're at 60 words per minute. I started off at 60 words per minute. But yeah, apologies for the YouTube side again. The delay stuff happened. We're stuck with about 30 seconds of delay. Default's at 30 FPS. Interesting. Yeah, I'll just wait. I'll wait about a minute for YouTube to catch up. Yeah, we have a Unicomp Model M today. This one here. Got this back in 2011. A friend sold it to me for about $40, and I think he probably bought it for about 100, 120 if he bought it. Playing with the empty stomach debuff, I've been refactoring all day. Don't know if anyone's firing on all cylinders. Yeah, it's when did I eat? I think I ate. I've eaten lunch, or breakfast, I guess you call it that. I've not eaten in the last 2 hours, so there's that too. I should probably eat. Yeah, it also doesn't hurt that I burnt my tongue, and it's weakening my immune system. Yesterday it didn't sound this bad, but it's at the point I think where it hurts before it gets better because all the nerve endings are coming back. Okay. I think we probably waited long enough, so we can go ahead and start, and then we can switch over to the coding universe. Okay. Good luck. I don't believe. Oh, all right. Felt a lot better. Yeah, I always, whenever I do TypeRacer with coworkers, they always end up doing something like 120, 130, and I don't know how they do it. I know. For me, I think I actually type with 6 or 7 fingers instead of 8. Um, just because pinkies tend to not really be all that great for reaching other keys, but it does help to use all 8 fingers. Okay, we can go over the coding universe. So if you haven't been on the site or rather, if you haven't really explored the site, TypeRacer does have a bunch of languages, but it also has a bunch of other text sets that you can play. One of which, is the dictionary numbers, but also English. That one's new. There it is, the Coder edition, where you type out code. You can go ahead and paste this in chat if you want to do this yourself. We'll also open the lobby and play more, but for now, practice. And a valid command while true is Java. Put string equals null. Try socket set sock.set so timeout. Maybe not. Control exception. Maybe it is. plus ace.get message, continue patch, or maybe it is actually. Log.errors, standard server.await, accept the system.exit1. There we go. Tomcat server by Apache Project. Yeah, I think that is Java. Java? Yeah. Yeah, because it was either going to be Java or C Sharp. Because the two languages are pretty similar, but yeah. Tomcat server is Apache HASP server. That makes sense. We can go again. Oh, is this C? No, this doesn't seem like C. C++. What language is this? And then you have monads too. Yeah. Follow the return. I've never seen this language. NFDM asserts combine monad 2 monad 2. Okay. Oh, it is C++. Oh, C++ 26. Oh, that's new. Lambdas and C++ constant expressions. C# uses Pascal case for public members. I see. Yeah. So I guess this is a bunch of new C++ syntax that I haven't seen yet. That said, I haven't really caught up with C++ since C++ 11 or 14. So this, that's been over 10 years. I'm gonna see if we can get. I don't think anyone's in here. Oh, there are people in here. Okay. Let's see how well we do. Accept socket.set, so timeout 10 stream socket.get input log.warn standard server.accept security exception get message case continue catch exception e log.error standard server.await accept e system.exit. There we go. Would be nice to be able to reach something closer to 80 or 90. But at least for me, I don't have to look at I don't have to look at the keyboard to type all the symbols, so that does help speed things up a little bit. This universe does have more text than that. We did get a repeat, but Python, all right. Import OS import sys.run programming. All right. Oof. If I didn't mess up so much, I would have gotten first place there. Python standard library book. Yeah, I think for me, like keys per minute is fine. It's decently up there, but my accuracy is where things need to improve. Well, it's certainly a line of code. Also Python. For the user to press the enter key. Ah, okay. 90, but most of that was English. All right. Actually, I'm going to switch keyboards now, just to see if I am going to be much better on the ThinkPad keyboard. Wow, this is a good comparison. Key to exit for the user to press the enter key. There we go, 94. I swear there are longer texts than this. C++ though, I think. No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah? No. What is C++? Okay. Yeah, the double colon, SCD and the double colon, to me is a bit of an indicator for C++. Why don't we get this again? Okay, I'm gonna leave that, and hopefully we get another one. Like I said, I have typed a lot of other other texts here, so it's not just these. Sure. That's also Python, JavaScript. No, not JavaScript. 2 plus 2 is that. Minus 1, that's this. Quick maths. Format 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2 minus 1. Yuck. Where is the Spotify algorithm when you actually need it? Yeah, I don't know. Does Python do that? Does Python allow you to do a this kind of thing? I don't know. Well, again, one of the languages that that people expect me to know is Python, and I don't actually know it. Maybe one of these days. Instead, we're learning Pascal, which is not quite as useful, but you know. This one I think is also Python. Python 2. Well, one data equals ft.read 1024. If not len data, break sys.out.write data. We're all pretty close. So we get data, Java 2s code Python. Has like half a dozen ways to interpolate a string. Yeah, so I've heard. I think S strings are the preferred way now, if I'm not mistaken. Similar to JavaScript templates, just because you can embed the value directly in there without having to do the whole C style format. I'm surprised JavaScript didn't have anything like the C style format. Because you could either do string concatenation, or now you can do template strings, but I don't think we ever had a format type function without third-party libraries. Let's go in here, create a lobby. Foo brace with a percent sign. Ah, interesting. Oh, anyone wants to hop in? We can do a couple rounds of this, then we can go back to the ranked afterwards, and maybe explore some other universes. I think today might be a bit of a shorter stream, but we'll go for at least maybe an hour and a half. Yeah, we'll wait for a little bit, and if nobody shows up here, I'll just go back to the regular races. Yeah, I do feel like I'm typing a little bit faster. Code does slow me down a little bit just because of all the symbols, and the things that you type are not normal English, and so there's a bit of a disconnect, I think, in the words that you think and then the letters that you have to type, because they have to be a little bit more individual. Jellico, welcome in. No background music today, no, so you can hear this. The Unicomp Model M. This one. Buckling Springs. It's going to be a lot noisier than your typical cherry switches. But in my opinion, they also feel better than cherries, so I wish more keyboards had them. But yeah, we also have the ThinkPad Trackpoint 2 keyboard, which doesn't come through on the microphone very well, but it is there too. Lego ASMR, now keyboard ASMR, time to start an ASMR channel. What else can I do? Yeah. We do have the egg shakers. Not bad, just need stereo. Yeah, if only I had 2 mics. Okay, I don't think anyone's coming in here, so we're just gonna go back and I realize I have this pinned and I should not have this pinned. Unpin. Did I delete that one on YouTube? That's not what I meant to do. I meant to just unpin that. Unpin. There we go. All right, we can go back in here. I think the volume of erasers is low enough that if you hop in, you're probably going to come in and get in with me anyway. So. Also Python. While n is not equal to guess, print if guess is less than n. Guess is low, guess equals int. Guessing game, Python for beginners. I do think Is it? I think I have seen Lua here before, so I would like to have a Lua quote. Oh, Lisp. All right. This might be Scheme actually. Actually, not Scheme. It's Scheme variant. Closure, maybe? Allegro Serve tutorial. Allegro Serve. I don't actually know what that is. Web server written in common Lisp. Okay, so it is Lisp. Okay. So, funny thing with that one is that I didn't trip up too much on the parentheses. I tripped up on the English, on the identifiers. For the most part, because I missed that one. I hit one key over to the left or whatever. Yeah, it's a lot of 2 times speed this. It's not the symbols that I have issues with. It's the letters. And then the quotes are always annoying because you have to use shift on those. But then you have to use shift on the parentheses too. And then at the end you can just spam the right parenthesis until you end. C. This has got to be C. We got K malloc here. Yuck. That stuff in near the end almost cost me the game there. Sir, I'll copy. Yeah, from Linux kernel, fsm.c. Linux kernel being written in C, and parts of it are being written in Rust as well. I think it's Rust, yeah. We're back with this one. I'm gonna try to get another one. Not that one, we already had that one. I also already had this one, I think. But at least it's something more to type. Import. nope. Oh, but at the end there was a little bit tricky. Okay, well, another one. A lot of Python ones in this universe. You know, this is old when it's using Twitter. All right, keep going. Oh. CMake. Caps lock, please. Source code configure file tutorial config.h.n. Oh. Ouch. CMake tutorial, simple CMake list dot text. Problem with the underscore being considered a word character is that when you control backspace, it also gets rid of everything that includes the that includes the underscore. Yeah, the two tricks to erasing things quickly in TypeRacer is either to do Control A or to do Control Backspace. Control Backspace is probably your better option, only because if you were typing normally without, like, not in TypeRacer, then Control A would get rid of everything. That said, I do use Control A. So I mean, either one works. Oh, yeah, the list thing again. content type text slash HTML function let count 0. And then 5, and start the list. All right. Have we done any Lisp scheme on this channel yet? I don't think we have. I would like to at some point. We're getting all the same ones. They have more text than these. Oh, this one's a new one. Yeah, this one's a new one for the stream. I think I got this one earlier. Function, calculate area width, height, JavaScript. Anyone? Well, it was largely English anyway, so. Throw in javascriptbook.com. I go again. Oh, I think I got this one earlier. This one, another Python one. Yeah, get this one. There we go. Ali, welcome in. We're going to send this over in chat, actually. I know you would like to play. I think the volume is low enough that if you hop into the main races, you'll probably end up matching with me. But if more of you do want to hop in and play in a group, for sure, I can open up a custom lobby. Also, once again, apologies for YouTube. Stuff happened. We have longer than normal delays on YouTube, so unfortunately, we'll have to put up with that. It's about 30 seconds. I got this one again. What's the time to beat? 94. Import JSON URL equals HTTP. What was that? Ouch. How did I hit Q for something on the right side of the keyboard? Okay. But yeah, what do we have here? 73. Actually, no, we did beat our score then. It's 76. How are we for time? We're at an hour. We'll probably go for another half hour or so. We'll see. If I keep getting the same... Oh, I think this one might be new. I think this one might be new. If we keep getting the same ones, I'm going to switch to a new universe. Expected is less than shutdown.length. If random is equal to null. Okay, 4. Siege equals -1. Try siege equals doing.read catch IO exception E log.warren standard server.await. If siege equals 2, then control character. Oh, this is awful. Yuck. So slow, 45 words per minute. You know, it's coding. But Asher's welcome in. Yeah, normally, so for real text and real English text, I'm generally at about 100, 110. But for coding, it seems like I'm more or around 70-ish. But I started off with, I think it was around 40 or 60, and then this was back in maybe when I was in high school, I think. I started off at 40, 60 words per minute. And then I played TypeRacer a bunch, and then it got me to 90. It helps to be able to type with, well, one, so there are two things with being able to type fast. One is using all your fingers. But also two is making sure that you're accurate and you don't make too many mistakes. I type decently fast in terms of keys per second or keys per minute. It's the accuracy that gets me. I notice here I'm at 95%. That's it's best to be around 98, 99. Oh, I got the C++ code again. Return v auto bind equals auto m return I can't spell fvm return fvm static search bind monads to monads. Oof, that was bad. Is that better than what I had earlier? Where is my last 10? We did this one before. Oh, it was during practice, so it doesn't count. I see. Use all your fingers? Oh, it happens. Okay, let's see if there's enough people actually here for a custom lobby. So if anyone wants to come in, please feel free to use this link. Yeah. And if anyone wants to come in, we can all race. If nobody comes in, then we'll just go back to ranked. And if we start, I just write one word. Yeah, there's a universe here actually called instant death mode, or the universe code is accuracy, where if you make a mistake, you end as soon as you make a mistake. Well, we might try that in a bit, because that slows you down really hard. But if you practice with that, then and you start practicing more, then eventually you start building up your accuracy, and that lets you type faster. I should probably practice on that a little bit more. Yeah, so you want to press join race to get in the race, and then we can start when we have a couple more people. YouTube is experiencing a bit of a 30-second delay because of the scuff that happened earlier in the stream. So I will wait just a little bit longer. I'll just make sure everyone is has a chance to jump in. Yeah, so the way this works is that when we start, you just start typing the text, and it'll start typing in the box. I think we can probably start now. For plus import system def run program args os.org not pid os.exec.dp program plus args return os.waits run python hello.py. There we go. A4. $65, not bad. Try again. Wait a little bit longer. See if anyone else wants to hop in for this one. And for those of you who came in within the last half hour or so, the keyboard I'm using is the Unicomp Model M from 2011. It has a buckling spring switches, and hopefully that comes through. Bought it for $40 off a friend, but I think they normally sell for 100 or 120 Canadian. Okay. Using URL while one data read 4 if not lend data rates system.str.rates data. There we go. So I get data from Python. Yeah. Also, if any of you are guests here, you should be able to change your name somewhere in the UI, even if you are a guest. So if you'd like to out yourself, that is possible. I think it's in the settings somewhere. Oh, that's not what I meant. Start race, join race. Did I kill? I hope I didn't kill the racetrack here. All right, we'll wait a little bit longer. See if anyone else wants to come in. Once again, YouTube being at 30 seconds delay instead of the usual 5, it makes things a little bit more annoying to deal with. Normally, you'd have 30 seconds delay if you aren't really interacting with chat, but you want to have low delay, low latency for if you are interacting. Okay, we'll probably start soon. Has it been 30 seconds yet? No, I was hopping to the next one. All right, start. This one I think is also Python. Yeah, we have beautiful soup. Locate.py IP address. Oh, just eked it out. It was a close race. GG. Oh, I see 2 guests in here now. This one also looks like Python. Getting a lot of Python texts here. But yeah, for anyone who wants to join in, you can go into the play or pinned chat and then click join race. Wait a little bit longer just to account for the YouTube delay. In the meantime, I can show what the next stream is going to be. Next stream is going to be Potluck Mahjong. It's going to be a collab with Bell's Soy Milk and Geyser. If you were here for last year, we also did Potluck Mahjong. And it'll be pretty similar this time around, but with different people. So the dynamics will be different. Potluck Mahjong is Reach Mahjong, but with crazy house rules. So if you're up for chaos, you will find a lot of it here. That'll be next stream. Which unfortunately, because of the scuff that happens, I had to make the current waiting room private, so I'll have to make a new one later. All right, we can go ahead and start. Random min equals 1, max equals 6 for n. dice is. Dice, by the way, is already plural. The singular is die, so dice is incorrect. But congrats, congrats on first place. Hop in here again. That's good. I'm just gonna wait for a little bit longer. Not too long. Give people a chance to come in. We do have 3 guests in here, so whoever the third guest is who isn't in here, you do have to press the join race button if you want to join the race. Alright, we can probably get started. Yep. Yeah, I think Ale here, you probably hopped in late, so I don't know how it handles that, but you can always join in for the next one. We'll let the race finish. Yeah, I remember when I was first starting off with the coding universe, I used to have to look at the keyboard to type the symbols. Now I don't have to. Sometimes I have to look for the percent sign just to make sure I'm hitting the right key, but otherwise I have a pretty decent idea of where it is. Oh, new one. I think this is still Python. HTML being an old markup language, it is what XML is based on and what HTML used to be based on. It is no longer. So I guess in a way you can say it's like XML but looser. We'll hop in soon. I do see href, so I wonder if this is supposed to be an HTML parser, but for some reason they're not using an HTML parser. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start. Oh, yuck. Got caught there on href. All right. Once again, for anyone coming in, we do have an open lobby right now, which is pinned in chat. So if you'd like to come race with us, you're very welcome to. No account necessary. Nobody saw anything. Don't worry about it. It's not really about if you aren't as fast as the rest of us, then it's not really about racing us. It's about trying to improve on your speed. So you're racing against yourself. Okay. Just wait just a little bit longer, and then we can get started. Why am I messing up on English? String buffer. Command equals new string buffer. Int ch equals -1, try ch equals string.read. Terminates loop break. Command.append. Ooh, still pretty close. All right, so Huckman, good night. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for races earlier. We'll go on for a little bit longer. I did say about an hour and a half for today. Burnt my tongue earlier this week, and it's at the point where it's starting to hurt more before it gets better because all the nerve endings are coming back. So I think it's weakened my immune system a little bit, so I'm feeling a bit sick. But I do feel less. I mean, is the word strung up? Compared to earlier in the stream. I think I'm making fewer mistakes. Wait a little bit longer for other people who might want to come in. All right. Go ahead and go. First word, I'm already run program ours. Maybe we'll stop. Pretty close. Pretty close. That was also a bit of a shorter one. I think the shorter ones tend to have a bit more volatility, might be the right word, just because of how short it is. The longer ones has, I think, is a bit more of an accurate representation of your typing speeds, only because there are more places for you to be better at, but also worse at, so it averages out a bit more. Whoa, Lisp one again. I swear they have more than this. I've typed a bunch more before, years ago. Yeah, I want to do Lisp on the channel at some point. Or Lisp-like, rather. Once again, failing on English. Ooh. Oh, the good old Lego serve. Yeah, I actually don't know what that program is for. We looked it up earlier, and it is common. It is written in Common Lisp, but I don't know what it's used for. Yeah, the parentheses don't really trip me up, mostly because I have a good sense of where they are, and with Lisp, if you work with Lisp a lot, you start getting good at counting, or at least matching braces. But also at the same time, you don't really have to think about it. You just spam it until you run out of run out of parentheses to type out. All right. Yeah, I think we'll probably go on for a few more. H target include. Gotta say, some people say caps lock is useless, but I do find it very useful for long strings like these, where it's a string of capital letters, and that's particularly actually does come up fairly often for me, because all shell variables in all caps are pretty common. So while the majority of people probably don't need caps lock unless they're screaming, I do find it pretty useful. And it helps with this because you just put on caps lock and then type the screaming snake case constants just normally. Whereas if you didn't have it, then you'd have to press the hold shift for the entire time. One thing I would like to at some point maybe is to set up a shift lock where it's like caps lock, but it's holding shift down instead. Bob, welcome in. Thanks for the 100 bits. Yeah, if you'd like to come in and play with us, the room is pinned in chat. Welcome to join in. Oh, you're the other racer. I see. I appreciate you being in here for the whole time. A little bit longer. I am a little bit curious about this the second guest here. Who I don't think we've seen yet. Never typed in code before. It's a bit of an experience. Typing in code lets you get familiar with where the various symbols are. I think as I mentioned earlier, when I first started typing in code, or like in TypeRacer, I had to look at the keyboard to see where the symbols are, but now I can just type them because I know where they are now. But Ali, thanks for playing with us. Oh, you're back. All right, yeah, more Tomcat server stuff. You'll find if you haven't seen a lot of code before, then depending on the language, sometimes it's more English and sometimes it's less English. More modern languages, I think, tends to. No, I can't even say that. We had some older languages like COBOL that were more towards the English side. Yeah, I guess that's not a good generalization. I was gonna say the more modern languages tend to look more like English, but I don't think that's actually true. Yeah, I do better with the English than the symbols. Funnily enough, I actually find I do a little bit worse on the English. Not sure how to do the fingering for the parentheses or the braces. Yeah, it's I do it with the middle and ring finger. I think you're actually supposed to do it with the ring and pinky. But I find it's a little bit easier for me to reach if I just move my hand over. String on punctuation plus string on digits. Yuck. Yeah, Python codes. Python codes has a lot of English in it just because it has less syntax, so you get more English letters. Raven Dust, welcome in. Good old TypeRacer. I haven't seen it in a while. Yeah, I don't see a lot of people pulling this out very often. But if you'd like to join us, the link is pinned in chat. We're doing the coding universe because we haven't done a technical stream in a while, and this kind of counts. I mean, it only kind of counts. You know, I can't be the programming. I say I'm the programming, puzzle gaming, and music making VTuber on Linux, but I haven't done it. I haven't done much programming in the last couple months. Really need to fix that. Okay, go ahead and start. $90, that's more like it. Yeah, typing in codes. This one was yeah, more Python, some more English. We've had some other texts that were more symbol heavy. We've also I also know that they have more text in this. I don't know why we're getting a ton of repeats. Yeah, once again, for anyone on YouTube, apologies for the stream lag today. Stuff happened earlier in the stream, and one, it killed the waiting room for next stream, but also two, it means that we're stuck on normal latency, which is about 30 seconds. Whereas normally we'd have about 3 to 5. Unfortunate. I'll make sure to get that fixed for next time. Do you code for fun? I used to code for a living, up until a couple months ago, and I do still code. I do still have some personal projects that I do, but I don't know. After doing it professionally for several years, there's something about programming that has me a little bit disillusioned, I think is the word for it. Where I prefer the problem-solving aspect of it, not so much the hands-on keyboard part. But maybe it was just the specific things that we were doing. So I need some time away from it to reset myself, I think. But I do still have some projects that I like to work on. It's mostly, I think, the projects that I have where I'm solving a problem that I actually have is where I tend to enjoy it the most. And so I do think that I still like programming. It's just maybe the software engineering part of programming is where you have to deal with tests and making sure everything is production ready is where I don't enjoy it as much. What kind of problems? So automation mostly. So things where I need to automate a certain task. So for example, schedule making, I have my schedule on the website. If I can link that here. penbu.vt.ca/schedule, I think is the link there. And over the last year and a half, I've been adding more and more automation to that, just so that it makes it easier for me to build that. And so now it's basically just a couple of commands here and there, and it's really easy. There's still some manual steps to it, and I think maybe it could be automated a bit further, but so far I think it's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that because the waiting room for Saturday's stream is now wrong. After all the shenanigans that happened earlier. Turn This is a very weird sequence. Yeah, I'm very much not used to typing equals sign in surrounded by square brackets. So there's not a pattern that I encounter very often. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one. Yeah, it's C++ 26 standard draft. I have never programmed in C++ using lambdas. I think that my extent of C++, I think the latest I programmed was either in C++ 11 or C++ 14. So it's been about a decade. We return with some JavaScript here. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the rest of their text library because we're starting to get a lot of repeats here. Just wait for a little bit. Now, at this point, I think we can try to go for 2 hours. I did say about an hour and a half, but we're already at 140. We can go for 2 hours. I do think this is going to be a bit of a shorter stream than usual, but when you're a little bit sick and you haven't eaten yet, something you got to take care of yourself. Was not so great. Where is but it was, I mean, I think my record here for my record here is 76. Oh no, it's 81, never mind. The first time we played this. I'm thinking maybe next, now, no promises or anything, because there are a bunch of other projects that I do want to get to, but maybe next week should be technical week. Spoiler, there's going to be another hand cam stream next week. We did one yesterday for Lego, where we had built the custom Lego models that the Xerox 539 had designed for us. But next week we're going to be repairing my tracking phone, replacing the battery, so that it doesn't explode on me. Why did I get this? Why did I decide to get into coding? So I've been I've been programming for since I was young. I think it was in grade 7. I think it was when my class had a homework blog where we would post the homework every week or every day, I guess. It was on Blogger, and at the time there was a tab where you can edit the HTML, and I was curious about what that was, and so I got into web development from there. It's funny enough, I thought it was just going to be a hobby, but then eventually I got a job as a web developer, and I guess the rest is history. And I went to university for computer science too. Sort of waste of time? No, don't worry about it. It's not a waste of time. You know that the race is going to end when it ends, and as long as you're having fun, that is all that matters. Glad to have you in the racetrack. Which university did I go to? I'm not going to answer that just for doxing reasons, but it was one that was pretty famous for computer science. Yeah, no worries. I mean, you can always ask anything. It's just whether I'm going to answer it is up to me. Um, yeah, you're good. You're good. Page lib2.ul open pod.read soup. All right, well, first place 74 words per minute. Well, congratulations. Another close race there. For any of you wondering, the keyboard that you are hearing is a Unicomp Model M from 2011. This one has buckling springs, which is very different from your usual cherry switches. This one has a literal spring inside where it buckles when you press on it. That's hence the name. These things are built to last. Got it for about $40 off a friend. But normally $40 Canadian, but normally they retail for about 100, 120, I think, Canadian. So I got a pretty decent deal on it. Or Python. All right. Go. Favorite text are the ones without braces? Fair enough. Oh, that was very close. Yeah, the C-like languages have the braces. You can kind of tell that they're C-like because of the braces. I happen to like braces myself. It's not too bad. My home language is JavaScript, and which is a C-like language, and that's why I'm fairly what's the word I'm looking for? Proficient at typing braces. But I can understand for people who don't code that braces are a little bit of a bit of an unusual key to press because it doesn't really come up in English. It doesn't really come up in many other contexts. Maybe math, but I did actually see, interestingly enough, there is a style guide that says that sets can be wrapped in braces if you want to. I mean, counting still use those characters. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sets uh like choices, which is very unusual. I've never seen it before, but apparently that's a thing in some style guides. Or lists, I think is a better word to use there. I just had this one. Apparently I can't spell. Beautiful soup, that beautiful soup HTML page. Okay, that one was pretty bad. I got caught on beautiful for quite a while there. Yeah, like I said, funny enough, it's not the symbols that I get caught up on. It's the English. I don't think I'm dyslexic, but I do need to work on my accuracy because I know it's the accuracy is definitely is slowing me down. What is the code saying? Beautiful soup is an HTML parser, so I think I don't remember exactly what it's actually. No, I can down here. So run the script geolocate.py IP address. Oh, so import the regular expression, import the system library, import the URL library, import. Oh, beautiful soup. Anyway, it's something about processing geolocation data of some sort, I think. And then for this one, let's analyze this before we start here. Um, so import URL library, import JSON, which is probably parsing, which is a data format. Screen name equals WordPress. So the string URL is this Twitter URL with the screen name appended to it. So this is building a URL. And then we have data equals JSON.load. So URL to URL lib to URL open. So opening this URL, so the Twitter API, and then you're expecting JSON to be returned from that. You're printing the length of the data, so the how large the size of the where is data? Oh yeah. Size of the object that you come back, and then tweets for tweet and data. So looping all through all the tweets that you get back, you print out the tweet text. So this is basically fetch tweets from an account and then print them. Is a succinct way of saying that one. got the last sentence. Ooh, almost got caught there. But yeah, believe it or not, I actually don't. I actually don't program in Python. Um, as much as people would expect me to know Python, I can read Python for the most part because it's a fairly intuitive language to be able to just read. Um, but I actually haven't written much Python. One of these days, maybe. Yeah, if any of you want to start learning programming, Python is a good language to start with. It doesn't have a lot of syntax. It reads like English, and it's very popular. And there's a lot of resources out there for learning it. So, we definitely would recommend. We get another Java one. Do programmers stick to one language? What's the benefits to switching to other languages? So if a programmer will typically start with one language, and which language you choose will depend on what you want to do with it. So some languages can be used in various different applications. For example, if you want to learn web programming, you're going to be wanting to learn JavaScript because that's what you use in the browser. If you want to learn machine learning, Python is typically the one used for that. If you want to learn, I don't know what else is there, like game making, stuff like Unity, C Sharp, I think is the language there. So which language you learn will typically depend on what you want to do with it. And then when you want to switch languages, it's always useful to be able to learn multiple languages because different languages express different languages express ideas in different ways, and just like learning real languages, like human languages, it's good to have a different perspective so that you can approach problems in different ways. And sometimes in a situation where multiple languages can work for a specific application, because for example, if you're writing a command line program, you can write that in a ton of different languages. You can write that in C, C++, Rust, Python, JavaScript, Bash. Some ideas are expressed a lot more easily in others, and some are more safe than others. So, for example, Rust versus C++. Rust has a lot of safety built into it, so that it's less likely for you to make a mistake and do things that you shouldn't be doing. So that's why you would want to use or learn different languages, and then the more you do it, the more you'll get a sense of which language is best for which applications. And also, if you're looking at the professional side, the more languages you know, the wider your spaces for jobs. Okay, we start. close one. GG. But yeah, sometimes just learning languages is fun too. So for example, we last technical stream we did was learning Pascal, which in my impression hardly anyone uses, but also apparently last year was 9th in the most used most popular languages, so that might not actually be true. um, but we're learning Pascal to make a very bad pun. And so we're going to build a pressure calculator out of it. And for anyone who is not familiar with that part of science, Pascal is the unit for pressure. So, you know, sometimes it's just fun to write languages. But also, another project that we have on hold is an esoteric programming language that we're building called Fudge, which is inspired by the VTuber from Face Connect, Jellyhost Yumi. And so that's another one that we should probably get to at some point. I heard the job environment is hard. My friends are trying to get co-ops and coding, and it's competitive. Yeah, especially these days, because there was a time where they said there's a lot of good money in tech, and it's probably still true. But the what happened there is that everyone started getting into coding, and then now the job market is saturated. So you know, it's very competitive, and you know, it's hard to get in. For me, I'm a little bit worried about getting back in myself because I was at a programming job until I quit a few months ago to do full-time streaming for a bit. And then if I do need to go back to regular work, which I probably will, do I really want to go back to programming? Do I want to go back to something else? If I do want to go back to a programming job, is there going to be space for me? Probably. I mean, you know, who knows? I'm sure it'll be fine. I do still have a network too that I can reach into, but I do have the experience at least to back things up. But at the same time, I also feel like am I actually going to pass the technical interviews that they'll throw at me? I don't know. We'll see. I see YouTube is caught up. Ashers, when you get here, I am doing a programming language called Fudge. I can send it to you later. Actually, no, I can send it to you now. Let me do that now. github.com Penbu Fudge. The core of the language is already done, but we do need to make it better. Yeah, we started this back in way too long ago. Need to get sometimes with projects you just have to just sit down and actually start working on them. Friend in CS is always doing leak code. Yeah, I guess I'm not a big fan of leak code myself, but people do like it. And for people who like that kind of problem solving, it can be good. Okay. Import urllib2 import urllib import JSON. All right, Google command line script Python. Asher's, you and Temp are crazy. I will put it on record that I came up with Owl Fudge first. It's just he managed to implement his idea way earlier than I did. So admittedly, I am a little bit. I don't know if salty is the right word. No ill will towards Temp. You know, he did do a great job on Owl 5.0. Just I'm a little bit disappointed in myself, I guess, that I wasn't able to get to it sooner, and then now it's like what's it, about a year and a half later. uh, Stalled projects, man. Yeah, eventually we will get that up and running. I do have art commissioned for it too. We showed it off at some point. Also by Cinnabonbon, who also did the art for Owl 5.0. So once we actually get it to a state where where it's presentable, I think it'll be good. But yeah, as a language, I think Temp's language is probably of a higher caliber, I guess. Definitely better suited for the community, I think. Because mine is based on an existing language, and it's mostly translatable to and from that existing language. So creatively, it's not as rich, I guess, as Owl 5.0, but I do think mine reads a little bit better. All right, we got Lisp again. But yeah, this one, what is this one doing? I think it's building an HTML response of some sort. Already not a fan of this. Yeah, understandable. There's a lot of people who don't like Lisp, mostly because of the parentheses. But once you actually start using it, it's not that bad. You get used to the parentheses. All right, let's go. Still beat me. Very good. You know, one thing I realized though, shift space during that sequence where you have a bunch of strings, you actually don't need to let go of shift because shift space is the same as shift. Or sorry, shift space is the same as space. All right, I'm gonna probably do a couple more. We are already past 2 hours. Anyone else wants to hop in? The parentheses are fine. I just don't like the braces. Yeah, the braces, considering their positions, yeah. The one you have to press shift for them, but two, they're also in a bit of an awkward position. We got this again. Okay. think I thought a little bit too hard there. But yeah, so going back to the earlier question about why did you want to learn other languages, Lisp is an example of one that is very different from your typical languages. Yeah, I like holding down the parentheses at the end. Yeah, it's it's very good. So Lisp is an example of a language that uses the functional paradigm, and most of the languages that you encounter in your general day-to-day would be the C-like languages would be more procedural or object-oriented. And so learning languages not only it's different in syntax but also different in paradigms helps get you that that problem-solving richness. And languages these days are tending towards being multi-paradigm, so you can have multiple paradigms within the same language. So for example, in JavaScript, there is a trend these days to do a more functional style programming for function bodies, whereas the overarching structure can be more object oriented, for example. Oh, we got this one again. Well, I don't know what happened to their variety of tests, because I'm getting a lot of the same ones over and over again today. There used to be way more. I don't know what happened. Not bad, not bad. Sped up a little bit at the end because it was English. All right, two more? Maybe two more. We got some different ones. What do we got? This one again. It's gonna be the same one. Oh, hey. Last one for me. Have work tomorrow. All right. Well, maybe we'll end it here then. I don't think anyone else is going to be joining. All right. Good luck. was very close. All right. Well, thanks everyone for the races. I think we will probably end it here. Next stream, we have Potluck Mahjong. So if you would like to see a lot of chaos, the Potluck Mahjong is Japanese Mahjong, but with crazy house rules. If you were here for the last one last year, this is going to be pretty similar, but with a new set of people, so the dynamics will be different. And I think this will be a good one. Yeah, it's good typing. So this will be at Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. There's no stream tomorrow, but it will be one for Saturday. Yeah, be there. For those of you who aren't in the Discord, we do have a programming channel. So if you'd like to join us there and talk about programming, we do have that too, but a bunch of other channels too, like Mahjong, also music making, and what is the other stuff that I do? Puzzle gaming, yes. So there's a lot of good topics in there too. If you'd like to check that out. For those of you on Twitch, we're going to find somebody to rate, so stick around. For those of you on YouTube, we're just going to end. And yeah, do I have anything else? I don't think so. I'm just gonna after this probably go eat and rest and whatnot. So yeah, for those of you here, anyone who followed today, thank you for the follows. My name is Penbu. I'm the programming, puzzle gaming, and music making VTuber on Linux. Today we did some coding, sort of. I guess it counts. But racing while coding. So there we go. Maybe we'll do this again at some point, and hopefully they'll have new texts. Yeah, next week might be a all technical week, doing some programming, but also doing that phone repair stream. So watch out for the schedule. Maybe we'll throw in a music stream in there too. We'll see. Oh wait, and with that, we'll leave it there. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next time. Again, Twitch, stick around. We're gonna find something to raid, and good night. Bye. Alright, so welcome back Twitch. I think we're gonna raid a raid a friend here. Zully. He is a computer science student. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing. I think he might be doing he's doing just chatting. I think he's looking at guitar chords. Miscellaneous computer games, Toby Fox, Megalovania. Something I know, these are tabs. Anyway, I don't know what he's going to be doing, but probably give him a raid at some point, so today is a chance to do so. Yeah, so enjoy whatever it is that he's doing. I think I might raid and run, because I gotta take care of myself, but yeah, enjoy. The raid message for anyone who'd like to participate is this. I go ahead and copy and paste that, and just stop saying that. Just copy this and then paste it when you get there. No point in pasting it in this chat here. But yes, enjoy whatever it is that he's going to be up to. And for the rest of you, good night. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you next time. Bye.